Hello and welcome back to Tutoring with Gavin. In this video tutorial, I'll be examining the 6 themes of the novella A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Theme 1. Family and isolation. One of the important ideas Dickens is trying to get across to his readers is the value of family. He had a large family himself, but had also experienced isolation as a child. Unlike Dickens, the character of Scrooge has chosen isolation over family in order to make more money. But this has left him lonely, mean-spirited, and disliked by others. His only living family is his nephew, who tries to include him at Christmas but is rejected at the start of the story. It is not until he revisits his past that he realises what he has lost by rejecting family in favour of profit. When Scrooge visits the Cratchits with the ghost of Christmas present, he sees a family without wealth but filled with love and joy. Theme 2. Poverty, charity and greed. The poverty of the working class is contrasted with Scrooge's greed, but there are many references to charity in the story. Dickens wants the wealthy to help the poor with charity, rather than punishing them in the workhouses and the debtors' prisons. The men in Stave 1 who ask for charity donations for the poor and destitute who suffer greatly at the present time are dismissed by Scrooge with the cruelty created by greed. Are there no prisons and the union workhouses? His heartless response continues with, if they would rather die, they had better do it, and decrease the surplus population. But the message is clear by the end of the novella, with Scrooge telling Bob, I'll raise your salary and endeavour to assist your struggling family. He has become charitable and acknowledges the needs of the poor. Theme 3. Redemption. Scrooge's transformation from sinner to benefactor completes his redemption. Dickens seems to be suggesting that those who see the error of their ways should be forgiven, as long as their change is genuine. Scrooge had to undergo a harsh lesson provided by the three spirits, but it was the sharp shock that finally made him empathise with others who were less fortunate. Dickens seems to be hoping that his readers are equally moved to share their wealth with those in need. Theme 4. Time. Time is running out for Scrooge and Tiny Tim if Scrooge does not change his ways quickly. Time is also used to show how events in our past can influence our behaviour, and how we should live our lives to the full in the present and not dwell on our past. Those in business often say that time is money, but Dickens here is putting a different value on our time, suggesting that the time we spend with our families is most precious, and that the time we spend in this world must be spent wisely. Otherwise we are doomed to purgatory in the same way Marley is trapped in death because of his lack of charity in life. Theme 5. Christmas. The idea of Christmas as something to lift the spirits once a year, especially for those in poverty, was a relatively new concept when the story was first written. Dickens provides numerous positive representations of Christmas throughout the story, using food, kindness, singing, decorations, gifts, and a ghost of Christmas present that is full of joy and kindness. The harsh weather is contrasted by the warm spirit of this festive holiday, and the small acts of kindness are a reminder that humanity is capable of charity, even if it is only once a year. Dickens seems to suggest that the fulfilling feeling felt at Christmas could be spread across the year by being more caring and charitable towards the poor. Theme 6. Supernatural. Ghost stories were part of the tradition at Christmas, and this light-hearted ghost story is a clever way to explore the theme of the supernatural. The Gothic genre was becoming very popular at this time, and Dickens knew that there was an audience for ghost stories. The supernatural theme aids the structure of the novella, with 4 ghosts dominating each of the first 4 chapters. In fact, the ghosts are catalysts for change in Scrooge, while providing a dramatic tension and urgency for the change. Also, by using ghosts to show Scrooge the errors of his ways, it allows Dickens to move around in time and locations with ease, which would have otherwise been very difficult. The Victorians were more religious than today and would have been more familiar with the teachings of the Bible. So the idea of Marley being in purgatory would have been a familiar concept. In Stave 1, Scrooge sees the air filled with phantoms. Ignorance and want are described as wretched, abject, frightful, hideous, miserable, perhaps to symbolise the disease of ignorance and want in society. They are certainly supernatural beings, but they are symbolic of the effects of poverty in society. Well, I hope this has been helpful in your revision. Please subscribe to the channel so you can get notifications of other video tutorials on the GCSE language and literature exams. Also, give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Until next time.